All right. So I haven't recorded in a couple weeks. It's kind of weird. But today, what I wanted to talk about is creating urgency in your business. So I had kind of picked this topic already, and then I listened to a call yesterday that Josh Coates had done. Actually, it was from like the end of 2018, so like a year and a half ago. But it was still really relevant. And sorry, my air conditioning vent was like blowing right at my leg. Um, but it was still really relevant. And he was just talking about how he works with so many coaches, like thousands and thousands of coaches, because his like specialty is mentoring Beachbody coaches. And he's helped several people get into the top 10. He's helped several people like go 15 star or go like Superstar 2, which is like 15 star in 2 business centers. And he was thinking like, okay, what separates the people like that who see massive success and the people who also do his programs and follow his like guidance, but then don't see the same kind of success? Like, what is the difference? And he figured out that it was that sense of urgency. And it was that every one of the coaches who came to him with this like urgency of like, I have to do this and I only have a short amount of time to do it, are the ones that made things happen and really went from like a diamond coach to a 15 star to getting into the top 10. So he gave like 3 kind of tips or things that he has learned about urgency. And the first thing is that urgency creates focus. And I could not agree with this more because, like I've told you all 1,000 times, when I went diamond in my business, it was urgent. Like, I had 7 days, I had 1 week to go from 3 active coaches to diamond with 8 active coaches and 2 emeralds. And the only reason I did that is because there was urgency in trying to get to the goal. There was a deadline. Like, I only had until Thursday or Wednesday night at midnight to make it happen, or I wasn't going to qualify for the prizes in the group. And it was just something that I had been like had on my mind for so long, like, oh, I want to be diamond, like working towards it. But I had never actually taken the time to like sit down and really like run for the goal and shoot for it and make it happen, because that really is what you have to do. And just like, it makes you focus on what is right in front of you. So 2 questions that he had were, what is the main goal that I'm working on right now? So the most important thing. Then what are 2 to 3 things that I must do in order to make that happen? So if my main goal right now is to go diamond, 2 or 3 things that I must do is recruit new coaches. So I have to do that. How do I do that? I have to talk about coaching more often on my stories, in my posts. I have to personally invite more people to learn more about coaching. And I wanted to talk to you guys too today about running some kind of sneak peek group here in the next like week or so, because I think that will really help with you all getting to diamond and finding new coaches who want to do this. We have a few different options of what we can do, so I want to just chat and see what you guys think. But really getting like crystal clear and focused on exactly what it is that you're working towards, because it's so easy to get pulled in lots of different directions. Like, I can say that for sure personally right now in my business, because I have so many things that I want to do, and I feel like I have this short amount of time that I'm at home and that I have extra time on my hands to do things. And so like launching the podcast, and I've been working on a website, and I'm also still trying to recruit new coaches and recruit new girls into our boot camp. And it's just like, my focus is being split so many different ways. So now that I finally have the podcast launched and things are going with that, I can shift a little bit of my focus to focus on something else. And that needs to be more on my business, like hitting Success Club 10, not just Success Club 5, recruiting new coaches every single month, not just discount coaches or customers, but really focusing more on the business opportunity. So that is like personally what I want to do, and helping you guys get to diamond so we can start 2-star, 3-star, 4-star qualifying for this year. Probably have a piece of food in my teeth. But anyways, the next thing is that urgency breeds creativity. So when the thing that you're working on is urgent, as in it is a big goal that kind of scares you, but you have this short amount of time to actually achieve it, you become very creative in ways that you actually can achieve that goal. So things that you might have not thought of before are going to start coming to your mind because you're so focused and you're like, okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? What can I do? What is something new that I can try? And you are trying to do more with less time when a goal is urgent. So that's why I always tell you guys, like, okay, set a deadline. When are you going to go emerald? What's that day? When are you going to go diamond? What's the day? And really focusing on how do I do more with less time? Because like even with what Josh says, like with his mentorships, like he doesn't want you to work 17-hour days. He doesn't want you to work more and not have a life. He wants you to do more, but in less time. Be more efficient, be more productive, more focused, and get those things done and still have your family time, have your free time, your relaxing time, your downtime, like to do the things that you want to do, because you can build this business and still have a life. And that's exactly what I want for you guys. I don't want you to ever feel like you're tied to your phone 24/7 or that you're on your computer all the time, working, answering messages 24/7. Like, this is your business, and we've got to be productive and focused in the time blocks that we're working. And just like we talked about having business hours a lot, and I think doing these power hours with each other this week has really helped us because we've been able to focus and say, like, okay, I've got 1 hour right here of focused time where I don't have to worry about anything else. I can kind of block out all the other things in my life and my world that are vying for my attention. And for this 1 hour, I'm focused on this. I'm focused on my business. And we have been focusing back within the first 10 minutes of those power hours on our why and where we're at. Reflect, like thinking like, where am I right now? Where am I going? What's my goal? What am I inviting to? And what's my why? Why am I showing up to do this today? Why is this so important to me for me to be successful? And that is just like grounding us in the fact that we are doing good work. We are bringing something to people that they need, that every single person on this earth needs health, and they need community and connection and friendships and different ways to build financial freedom in their lives. Like everyone needs that. So two things, not really two things, but one thing that he said that separated the coaches who really went far and were super successful, and then the coaches who kind of just like saw a little bit of success, but it wasn't anything major, was they would say like, well, I can't hit Success Club 100, or I can't go diamond in 2 weeks. I can't blah, blah, blah. I can't do that. But ask a different question. Instead of saying I can't do that, say how can I? How can I hit Success Club 50? How can I go diamond in 2 weeks? What will it take to do that? And ask yourself better questions to put yourself in a better mindset, because when you ask better questions, you get better answers. And the things that we focus on are the things that will come to be in our lives. Whatever you're thinking about and focusing on is what your brain will seek out to find to try to make that thought true. So if you're telling yourself that it's hard, that going diamond is hard, or that hitting Success Club is hard, then it's going to be, because that's what you're telling yourself, and your brain is going to be all day long looking for ways to prove you right. That, yep, doing that is really hard, and it's going to be like so much harder than you think, and you're not going to be able to do it. But switch that and say, how can I do that? So at the end of today's call, I want us to like kind of regroup and think, okay, how can I go diamond by whatever day? I want you to pick a day, because I want it to be a day that you have chosen, you take ownership of it, and you're going to work towards that. I would recommend it's like 30 days would be my, I guess, suggestion. So like by the last Thursday in June or the third Thursday in June, like that be our deadline, because that is more than enough time to do that. So ask better questions, not I can't do this, but how can I do this? And one thing that he liked for his clients to do is look at your monthly average. And so he says setting puke goals. So goals that make you want to puke, that are scary, that are big, that are way outside of your comfort zone, and just push you to your limit. And he wants you to take your monthly average. So think about your monthly average for Success Club points, or your average for number of coaches that you bring onto your team each month, and make that your new weekly goal. And how much harder would you work if you were trying to reach that goal in a week compared to if you gave yourself all month long to reach that goal? And is it really hard, or have you just convinced yourself that it's hard? So we kind of talked about that already, but like, don't get in your head and like let the mean girl in your head tell you that it's too hard, or that you don't know enough people, or everybody has told you no. Like, get those thoughts out of your head and think like, no, I can do this. I know tons of people. I know that there are thousands of people in my life who need this, and I just need to get more creative about how I'm talking about it, or I need to just change things up on how I'm approaching people. Like, something, just think about it and switch your mindset about it, and then get creative on different ways that you can make it happen. So the next thing is, I don't really know what he called like the headline for this last point, but basically it was like urgency, in that sense of like, I need to act now is what is going to get people to join you. So like creating FOMO, if you're missing out with people, like just think about when you are purchasing something and you have wanted to do it, you've wanted to buy it for a while, but you've kind of been putting it off because it's a little bit expensive, but it goes on sale and it's like 20% off, but only through Sunday. You're going to buy it. You're going to buy it today because the sale ends on Sunday. Or if it says there's only 4 left, the stock is low, okay, you're going to buy it because you don't want to miss out. You don't want somebody else to buy it and then you not have it. So that is exactly what happened with me and the like leopard print Adidas tennis shoes that I have. So I had been looking at those forever and wanting to buy them, but like also trying to not spend money, but they were out of stock so long. Like every time I would get on there, they were out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. And I finally found them and they were in stock. And I was like, I have to buy them. I have to buy them now before they go out of stock again. And so I bought them and spent the money. And so we got to do the same thing with this opportunity that we have. So you need to have a limited amount of time, limited spots, and sweeten the deal, especially if you are pushing for a big goal like this, like going diamond. And like, I love that he said this. He was like, you own your business. You can decide when the deals stop. You can decide when you're going to cut things off or how many people you're going to take. This is your business. So just as if you had a store where you were going to run a sale, they can decide when the sale's over, and so can we as coaches. So a limited amount of time. So say that you're only signing up people for your group until Sunday night. Maybe that's what you say. Maybe you say there's only 5 spots. That's all. I'm not taking any more people. I only have 5 spots. And then you sweeten the deal a little bit for the 5 people who do grab a spot. So say that you have some extra energized packets sitting around, or you have some beach bars or something. So you say the first 5 people who sign up by Sunday night are going to get a little extra welcome package from me and get to try a sample of go-go juice and a beach bar. And like, just sweetening the deal just that much, and something that's not going to cost you that much, to help incentivize people to take action, because there's so many people who that you have talked to who want to do this. They're just sitting on this little ledge of like, man, I kind of want to, like, I want to do it, but I'm not ready to jump. And having urgency like that, like, okay, you have to do this by Sunday. I only have 5 spots, and if you sign up by Sunday, you get this extra little deal. Like that, so many times for me in my business has been the thing that has finally like pushed people over the little ledge that like, okay, yep, let's do it. And especially if I have ever had trouble hitting Success Club, if it's like the last few days of the month and I'm at Success Club 2 and I'm like, okay, I got to find 2 more people, I will do that. I will say, I'm signing people up for this boot camp through the 31st is my cutoff day. There's 3 spots, and the first 3 people who sign up are going to get a $10 Amazon card from me. Like anything, something to just like give them the fear of missing out. And talk about our groups. Do screen recordings of our groups, of the content that we have in there, of the meal plans that you get, of the comments on a post, the encouragement that somebody is getting, or ask another member of the group if you can share their results. That goes so far, and especially with your followers, helping to show them like, hey, it's not just me. It's not just me getting results. Look at all of these other girls who are getting results. And one thing I also like to do is go to the Boss Babes group, and there's tons of posts in there that are all full of transformation pictures. Like somebody will post and be like, share your 80-day obsession transformations below. And there'll be 100 comments of people that post their transformation picture. And it'll say like in the post, like that you're okay with me sharing. So I will go to that post and screen record on my phone, me scrolling through all of these girls' results and post it on my stories, because then that shows the people who are following me, like, look at all these other people who are getting results too. Look, like, it's not just me. And that makes them think like, okay, if all of those girls could do it, then I could do this too. Like, because maybe they don't relate to me like on a deep enough level. Maybe there's something about my journey that they're like, yeah, well, you can do that, but I still couldn't do that. But then when they see like all these other people who have results, or they see like when I share your guys' coaching wins on my stories, it's like, okay, it's not just Allison like being successful with coaching, like her team really is being successful with coaching, like, and I want to be a part of that. So just creating urgency in everything that you're doing, because the longer we give ourselves to reach a goal, that's how long that we're going to take to do it. Because just think about if you have a work project or like a project around your house that you want to get done, and you keep putting it off because, oh, it doesn't have to be done until the end of the month. And you think, okay, you take the whole month to do it if that is what you have. But if something comes up and it's like, oh, no, this has to be done by this afternoon, you get it done by this afternoon because you have that shortened time frame. So put deadlines on yourself. Like, this is your business. Like, this is for real, legit, like something that you are trying to build a business. So put time constraints on yourself. Don't let yourself just be so go with the flow and like, oh, when I get there, I'll get there. Like, put a deadline on it and go for it and push. And it will help you so much. It will make you work so much harder. And that's like me thinking about potentially like just like changing things up with my job or anything like that. Like if Beachbody became my one income, you bet your butt I would be busting behind in all day long. Like I wouldn't just be doing a power hour. I would be doing a power 8 hours and doing so much stuff because my like livelihood would be depending on it. So why do we not treat it like that all the time? Because you see all of these coaches like that have these incredible stories of like where their back was up against the wall and they had no other option. So they had to make this work. Like if they didn't make this work, then they were going to be bankrupt. Or if they didn't make this work, they were going to lose their marriage or whatever. And like, we don't have those back up against the wall situations, but we also still have this same kind of opportunity in our hands to make something incredible out of it if we will just do it and show up and put in the work and create some urgency in our actions and what we're doing every day. So I told you that would be short. That was it. But I think it was really good and like something that I know I needed to hear it for myself. And I think we all needed to hear it. So, do y'all have any thoughts or questions or anything? You can unmute yourself.
Okay. One question I had, which you may have said it, but I may have missed it. Like for the creating urgency by placing limits on time and stuff, like what do you suggest is a good time? Like, because I was just thinking like, you know, while you're talking about that, like there's 8 days left in the month, I think. I don't know. I can't math. so like June 1st is next Monday. Like when, because I feel like that's almost a little too much time. Like people be like, well, I'll do it, I'll worry about it later. Like how long of a time limit do you usually see success with? Like
Yeah.
I'm only doing it for the next week, or I'm only doing it for the next 4 days, or
Yeah, it just depends. Like, because sometimes I've done like flash sales and stuff that are only just a few days that have been super successful. But it also kind of depends on the time of year and everything. Like, there's a lot of factors that go into it. But I think the biggest thing is like, if you started talking about it today, like, I would want your people who want to get started in June, I would want them to get their order placed like ASAP, because things are taking
yeah.
so much longer to get here. And so that's what I would say. I would say like June 1st is next Monday, or whatever day it is, the first Monday in June. And I'm cutting off enrollments on Wednesday or something. That way you have 7 days to get your order in, even though it's probably going to take a little bit longer than that. But
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is just having that cutoff, though, and like talking about that cutoff every single day. And so every single day, like even if you are giving them a week, like you're talking about it every single day, and they're seeing it get closer and closer to that day as every day passes. And so maybe on the first day you mention it, if they have a week before you're cutting it off, then they're just kind of thinking about it. And then you mention it again on the next day, and you're like, okay, 6 days, and then 5 days. And then you say, we got 4 days left. Like, the closer you get to that, the more urgency it's going to create for them that they've got to get in on this. And then also, it doesn't guarantee that they're going to get a spot if you're saying only 3 people, only the first 3 people. And so, yeah, they might wait until that last day, but what if all the spots are gone?
Yeah.
And I mean, I have filled up spots before, and I'm not going to turn somebody away if they come, but they might not get the deal. Like, I'm not going to turn them away, but they're not going to get the little extra package or something that everybody else got. It just kind of depends on the situation, how I do stuff like that. Anybody else have any?
Well, since I'm shooting for Emerald again, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm technologically challenged, but since I'm shooting for Emerald again, like I have Nathan. Nathan's not going anywhere, but I need, my other coach. And like Allison and I, we've talked about maybe me starting like a 2B mindset like group, because that's for like something like that was the one thing I had looked at in my cart forever, and I was like, I want to do this so bad, but it's like $86, and I was like, and then me and Christy had talked about it forever. And we like set out a plan. Okay, if you buy it now, I'll get it then, and then I can start it on this date. So maybe like that could be like, how you say, what are the 2 to 3 things that you can do to accomplish getting back to Emerald? Because that's where I have to start now before I can get to Diamond. So maybe like that can be one of my things that I push for here in the next few days. Get something like that together, and really start seeing what kind of traction I can get.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe just like planning on starting it like next Monday, the following Monday, which would be 1st of June. And like people might not have all their materials yet, but they can still access everything online. Like even like the workbooks and the logbooks and everything are on there. But
and you can have like prep weeks, or like prep days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't buy some extra time.
Yep, you could.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, sorry. Well, I totally lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was going to say, but like, even though that you have dropped from Emerald, like you're still a lifetime Emerald coach. So I want you to still think in your head that you're an Emerald coach working towards Diamond, because you are. Like, don't let it like get you defeated to where you feel like, oh, I'm starting over again, because it happens so many times. Like, I have gone from 1 star back to emerald, back to coach, to emerald, back to diamond. Like, it happens. And that's why it's just, like we've said before, like, why it's just so important that we're always bringing new people into our business with coaching, because that is going to happen. People are going to quit. They're not going to stick with it. They're going to go move on and try different things. And it's just part of how this business is. But don't start. I want you to still think like you're an emerald coach working towards diamond, because you are.
Okay. I didn't know that like you were a lifetime. Like I was just like, all right, back to square one. Let's start up all over again. That's how I've been thinking about
So
it.
whatever rank that you achieve is like your lifetime rank. So like, for example, people who say like, oh, they're 15-star, they might not necessarily be a 15-star in this moment. It just means
Mhm.
at one point they were a 15-star and held it for 6 weeks. But that doesn't mean that they're always currently with 15 active diamonds on their team. Like, they could be a 10-star, but their lifetime rank is still 15-star. And so that's what they always like go, like, that's what their title is.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And that's why a lot of times when we do little challenges and stuff like Team Cup, they'll say like you have to be only 2 lifetime diamonds, because even if somebody has fallen emerald, but if they're a lifetime diamond, then they count for that category, like for stuff like that. Y'all, look at my new cup. I'm so excited.
Oh, it's cute.
Well, Christy texted me doing this and was asking if I was drinking out of a vase, and I was like, "Mind your own business, sis. Like, don't you be asking questions." It's like a mason jar that
Just like
Alex,
Okay.
it is kind of huge, but Alex he has his bartending license,
Yeah.
and so whenever we have our little retreat, Alex can come and bartend for us. It's,
okay.
But it's like a shaker cup. It's a mason jar shaker cup, but it's like the perfect size for iced coffee.
It looked like it had like a vase top, and I was like, is she drinking out of a vase?
I mean, for this iced coffee, I would drink.
How do you do your iced coffee?
Well, right now I just bought like some Starbucks like unsweetened plain iced coffee from Walmart, but I ordered that pitcher that you said you got from Amazon,
The cold brew?
and it's because we had been making iced coffee on our own, just like in our own containers, and it was getting really messy, like trying to get the coffee grounds out. But Amazon said it was supposed to arrive at my house yesterday by 9 p.m., except it hasn't shipped yet. Like, I have not gotten a shipping notification. So I don't know where it is or what it's doing, but
It looks really good though. I mean, like, there's no grounds or anything in it.
yeah, I'm excited because we were using this, and we would put like 6 tablespoons of coffee and 28 ounces of water, and then literally put it in this and cover it with foil and sit it in the fridge. And then we got like a fine mesh strainer, and we did it that way. We tried coffee filters. Like, it got really ghetto and really messy.
Sure. This one's not messy at
But
all until you like
yeah,
tip it over too far and spill it all over the place when you're pouring it.
yeah. So I'm excited for that to come in. I didn't even know they made stuff like that.
I didn't either. So okay, so what happened with that? Like, this is so off topic. I don't know if we're still recording or not.
Yeah,
We are. So I always get either iced coffee or cold brew when I go to Starbucks, unless it's like freezing outside, then I'll get hot coffee. But I was like, you know what? I want to be able to have iced coffee or cold brew like that at home. And so I had no idea how to do it. I thought it was going to be this like complicated process. And so I started Googling how to do it. And I got on Pinterest and was looking at different ways to do it. And then I saw that somebody shared about this pitcher. And I was like, okay, that's it. That is so easy. You literally just put it in the little filter and stick it in there and shake it up, and there you go. And it's
yeah, I really like ours. Like when we made it, but it just got like too much. But I really like this. I don't know if you've ever had like the Starbucks, like the black iced coffee from Walmart. Like you can just buy it.
Mhm.
It's good. And it's like, and that's what sucks is like it's like $5 for a jug of it, and it doesn't last that long because Alex and I can guzzle iced coffee.
That's why I never have bought it, because I was like, I know if I buy this that I will go through so much of it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes, like we could go through like 2 of them a week, easy. And
But at the same time, if you think about it, like if you were buying iced coffee at Starbucks, it would be way more than $10 a week.
oh yeah, it would.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back.
So I'm pretty sure I smelled my knee brace while she was still recording.
So I was wondering what was in your hand, and I was like, oh, she's put her knee brace on. It's okay.
Well, like, okay, so I work out in them and I washed them the other day because like you sweat. And then so then I was like,
So yeah,
hopefully I was like, I hope this still doesn't stink. I was like, all right, she's still recording.
you ain't right.
What's on your blanket, Christy? Is it flowers or dogs?
Flowers.
I
I mean,
can't tell.
my dog is on the blanket. Like she's just on the other end. But it's I got it at Ollie's on our Ollie's haul. Me. I totally forgot to make my post last night. I was so disappointed. I got so sleepy, fell asleep in my chair, and like I had it all typed out, like in my little Instagram space thing that we have. Fell asleep. Nathan was like, honey, get up. Just go ahead and go to bed. I was like, that's a good idea. I just walked upstairs, had it all typed out and everything. So I guess I'm going to post it for today.
Well, I finally got my IGTV to load after 36 hours of trying.
Yeah, I was watching it before we got on here. All I saw up until you started blow drying your hair, and then I had to get off because.
Well, I sped it up. Like I edited the video to where it was like speeding like fast through certain points of it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't so much to watch, but I just wanted to show like how I blow dry my hair because it has a lot to do with how it ends up.
Yeah.
But
You go side to side. Yeah.
Literally I started trying to get it to upload on Thursday at 2:00, and it did not finally upload until last night at like 9.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, are you gonna bring your milk frother thing out here?
Yeah.
I want to try it.
Okay.
I want to know what it tastes like before I buy one.
Oh, yeah. I put my like sweetener in the milk before I did the frother thing today, and it was really good.
That's what I do. I had like the little handheld one. I always like feel like I buy what Allison buys. Like when you post it, I'm like, I'm gonna buy.
I have that too, but I left it at work. It's at work.
Well, mine broke because I like took it back and forth to work, and like my button wouldn't work anymore. Like you had to press it a certain way to get it to start. And so Alex took it apart, and it was like, so you press the top button, and then it connects with the batteries. But that piece had fallen, so it's like you couldn't reach it. So he like moved everything back up and tightened it back up, and it is a beauty now.
No, I wish I still had that one, and I almost just like ordered another one to have at home, but I don't know. I just haven't. I didn't want to go to the office to just get my milk frother.
I'm not well versed in the frothing business.
Well, you're missing out.
It makes it taste better. I don't know what it is, and like I would take it to work, and even my principal was like, "What in the world are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, girl,
gotta try it."
And it's literally like $10. The bigger
well, like
now is it was like I think it was like 40. But
well, see, like I can
Sorry.
No, I can't do go and coffee. It makes my heart like like a million miles a minute.
Oh, it's crazy.
So like
as soon as this is done, I'm getting go-go juice and working out.
I only do coffee on the weekends.
You guys, I did not drink go-go juice in the afternoon on Thursday, and it was perfect. I was ready to go to bed at 10 o'clock. And yesterday, I drank it, and I couldn't go to bed until like 11:30.
I literally saw you post your story, and I literally was like, no, don't do it. You think you need it? You don't. You need to go to bed.
That's so funny. I need to quit doing it because I'm going to run out before my next shipment gets here.
I know,
But
but
it's
it's not good.
so good.
My mother-in-law yesterday, she was over here, and she's the one who brought me the key lime LaCroix because I couldn't find them. And I was like, I know Michelle Johnson has some. So she brought me some over, and she tried it, and she was like, I'm going to have to get some of that workout stuff so I can get this and get off pop. And I'm like, oh, girl, well, I was going to tell you, Bar Blend is on sale right now. And she's like, well, show it to me tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, I got you, girl. I got you.
That's too funny.
She's going to sign up. I know she is.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to stop recording.